In the fields of Germany, a serious problem is unfolding. Wild hogs, armed with razor-sharp tusks and terrifying strength, have turned farmland into a battlefield, causing economic damage worth tens of millions of dollars. Traps set by locals are little more than a game to these monsters. Nothing can stop them. Hunting is the only option left. Nick's team gears up with full equipment and hunting dogs, ready to take the fight head-on. Who will emerge victorious? Tune in and find out now. Hunting vehicles roared down the road, speeding toward today's hot zone. As soon as they arrived, swift footsteps scattered, hunting for the target. After some searching, an unusual noise caught Nick and his team's attention. They instantly dropped into position, ready for the beast to appear. Sure enough, a massive wild hog charged out. Gunshots rang out one after another. The heavy beast dropped right at the muzzle of Nick's rifle. A flawless shot that sealed the team's victory. Nick and his team moved deeper into the forest, spreading out in different directions to sweep the area. Before long, the advanced GPS in Nick's hand vibrated, signaling a nearby target. He stopped, eyes scanning the surroundings, ears straining to catch any sound. As soon as a shadow appeared, the shot rang out instantly. One precise bullet and the beast lay lifeless on the dry ground. The late afternoon sun was fading as hurried footsteps swept over the grass, relentlessly tracking the target. The GPS in hand quickly scanned the area. An alert sounded. The wild hog burst out from the sugarcane field like a bullet, desperate to escape the hunting dog. But it had chosen the wrong direction. A sharp gunshot rang out, cutting off its escape. Another trophy claimed by Nick, and the field was spared from destruction.
Good dog. Good dog. Good dog.
The hunt seemed over after a long, exhausting day in the fields. But the next morning, Nick's team was already deep in the dense forest, known as the monster's lair. They spread out in groups, setting up a new strategy. Nick was heading to his spot when the baying of the hunting dogs echoed through the trees. He rushed toward the sound. Just as he arrived, a fierce storm-like attack erupted. Nick stood ready, unshaken. One powerful squeeze of the trigger ended the beast's assault. Did you catch that clean shot? Drop a comment below and let me know. In another corner, Jay, acting as the marksman, was hidden in a well-camouflaged ambush spot. Through his scope, a herd of wild hogs foraging across the way came into clear view. Jay locked onto the fattest boar in the group. A thunderous gunshot echoed through the forest. The monster dropped instantly, no chance to fight back. The rest scattered quickly into the brush, disappearing before he could chamber another round. Jay's signal came through, and Nick moved quickly to the spot. Just as expected, a panicked wild hog burst out of the bushes, desperate to escape. But it didn't stand a chance against Nick's powerful rifle. Now the forest lies quiet, with only the fallen beast remaining. Nick's team's assault has finally ended the threat to the fields of Germany. The locals' worries have eased, and the crops are safe, at least for now, from those fierce claws. Fertile fields are mercilessly ravaged by ferocious wild boars, wiping out millions of dollars in a single night. Unable to stand idly by, the hunters set out, tracking the beasts to their very lairs. Do they have what it takes to extinguish this threat? Coming up next are breathtaking confrontations and tense ambushes that will keep you glued to the screen. Watch until the end to pick the moment that impresses you the most. On a hillside blanketed with dense brush, a hunting team swiftly deployed their formation, surrounding the area. A sharpshooter at a choke point suddenly spotted the silhouette of a wild boar emerging from the tree cover. Without a moment's hesitation, a series of shots rang out. The precise, decisive shot not only took down the prey, but also set the stage for the thrilling battle ahead. On the western slope of the hill, Nick was scanning the opposite ridge through his scope. In less than 5 minutes, a wild boar appeared, slinking through thick grass to find its way back to cover. Nick chose a favorable angle and pulled the trigger. The beast collapsed into the grass, unable to escape. A perfectly executed shot, swiftly eliminating the lurking threat in the area. An unexpected close-quarters ambush was unfolding in another corner of the hillside. hunter was tracking the faint traces left by the beast. Suddenly, a wild boar, concealed beneath dense bushes, came into the crosshairs. Without hesitation, rapid shots rang out, giving it no chance to react. The beast collapsed right where it thought it was safest. Moments later, gunfire echoed from all directions, signaling the elimination of more threats, restoring peace to the area. In the dense thickets of Hungary, John's team arrived to halt the rampage of the destructive beasts. Upon reaching the area, the hunters quickly spread out, tracking the faint traces left behind. Not long after, a group of wild boars, leisurely foraging, was completely unaware they had entered the crosshairs. Waiting for the perfect moment, he pulled the trigger. Two boars were taken down in an instant, while one narrowly escaped. Determined not to let it get away, he quickly identified its escape route and signaled his teammates. The moment he received the signal through the radio, John rushed to the reported position. There it was, the wild boar lumbering into his line of sight. Without a second's delay, the bullet flew, and the beast collapsed to the ground instantly. This time, it had no luck escaping. Another victory was added to the team's tally. In another corner of the field, the barking of hunting dogs echoed, signaling an approaching target. The shooter immediately assumed a ready stance, waiting for the prey to appear. In less than a minute, the beast emerged, darting swiftly in an attempt to escape into the thickets on the other side. A single decisive shot, and the beast collapsed just before its escape route. Another menace was swiftly eliminated, restoring peace to this land.
Cunning beasts, with their sharp intelligence and razor-like hooves, ravage crops, and instill terror among farmers. Fearless hunters, undeterred by harsh weather, stand ready to confront them and protect the community. Thrilling chases and spectacular ambushes are about to unfold, revealing the outcome. Don't hesitate. Join us now to witness and pick the most epic hunt. Hunting wild boar in harsh, snowy conditions. Seemingly impossible, but for John's hunting team, nothing is out of reach. The team ventured into the snowy mountains of Turkey in their trusty vehicle. Upon arrival, they swiftly deployed into formation, moving to pre-planned ambush points. Not long after, on the eastern side of the range, a familiar dark shape darted across Finn's line of sight. Tracking the wild boar's movement, he pulled the trigger. The gunshot rang out decisively, and the boar collapsed, lying motionless on the white snow. At another spot, a team member spotted a dark figure weaving through dense branches. The wild boar was completely unaware it was in the hunter's crosshairs. As soon as its body emerged from the thick underbrush, rapid gunshots rang out, cutting off all escape routes. Before it could comprehend what was happening, it lay still on the snowy ground. The pursuit pressed on, with John quietly tracking faint hoof prints etched in the white snow.
You can see the two.
Suddenly, a wild boar emerged, cunningly concealed in a hollow among dense bushes. Without hesitation, John swiftly closed in, gripping his rifle firmly. A decisive gunshot rang out, and the beast collapsed on the spot, unable to resist. Another threat eliminated, the hunt surged toward its climax. The barking of hunting dogs echoed across the distant forest, and Finn immediately bolted toward the familiar sound. Within minutes, he arrived, facing a wild boar cornered by the pack, frantically seeking an escape. Without hesitation, a shot struck the boar's body, halting its desperate bid for freedom. Another mark was etched into the snowy mountains, cold, brutal, and fiercely intense. A tense ambush was unfolding in a garden in France, where the beasts were ravaging crops. Another hunting team had arrived, setting up a tight encirclement around the garden. Just minutes after taking position, two wild boars suddenly charged past Nick and his teammates. A rapid volley of shots rang out, The larger, heftier boar dropped instantly. While the other swiftly escaped into the adjacent field in a split second. Determined not to let the wild boar escape, Nick immediately signaled through the radio, pinpointing its direction for his teammates. On the other side, a marksman stood ready, firmly gripping the rifle. As predicted, the boar appeared. A rapid burst of gunfire erupted, crushing any hope of its escape. The cunning beasts were subdued, and the garden was temporarily safe from danger today. Savage wild boars are sweeping across America's forests, tearing through farmland and causing millions of dollars in damage. Right now, veteran hunters from all over are gathering, ready to take on these beasts and defend the land. The following footage will take you straight into high-stakes ambushes, intense, breath-stealing moments where every second matters. Watch till the end and choose the most explosive takedown of them all. Let's get started. Thomas's hunting team arrived early, moving swiftly into the Georgia forest, where the beasts were hiding. As soon as they reached the area, the entire team took up their pre-assigned positions. Moments later, a gunshot echoed from deep within the woods. Thomas had claimed the team's first takedown. Right then, along a forest trail, Jack spotted a wild boar stepping out from the bushes. Without hesitation, a sharp, decisive shot rang out. Another target eliminated. The hunt had officially begun. From the eastern side of the forest, the urgent barking of the hounds signaled the prey's location. Johnny moved in fast, eyes locked in the direction of the sound as he took position. Just seconds later, the wild boar burst through like a gust of wind. Without a second thought, Johnny pulled the trigger. The bullet struck the beast dead center. It collapsed in the nearby brush, never getting the chance to escape. One more destroyer taken care of, and peace, at least for today, returned to the people of this land. At the same time, deep in the forests of California, another fierce pursuit was underway. Nick's team had taken up their ambush positions, following the preset plan. The hunting dogs spread out, sniffing for the prey's trail in the thick woods. "15 minutes of silence passed. Then the hounds began barking loudly. The entire team immediately turned their attention to the sound. On Mike's side, the moment he spotted the wild boar hiding in the underbrush, he opened fire without hesitation. Multiple shots rang out. The beast dropped on the spot with no chance to escape. But the hunt was far from over. The wild boar was desperately trying to outrun the hunting dogs, unaware that someone had been waiting in ambush all along. With a single, well-placed shot, the animal collapsed, tumbling across the rocky ground with no chance to fight back. It almost got away, but the cold, steady marksman made sure that didn't happen. A clean, precise takedown, restoring peace once again to this mountain forest. Just when it seemed everything had come to a close, an ambush was suddenly activated on the eastern side of the forest, where visibility was wide open, perfect for experienced marksmen. A wild boar was sneaking through the underbrush, trying to make its escape right in front of Nick. The moment it showed its head, gunfire erupted. It tried to run, but the sharp cry it let out told Nick the shot had hit its mark. Another victory secured, and the fields would stay safe, at least for now. Wild boars are ravaging the fields, spreading fear among farmers. But standing still is not an option. A group of fearless hunters has gathered, ready to take down the beasts and restore balance to the land. What follows are heart-pounding confrontations, where skill and precision make all the difference. Will these wild boars escape? Stay with us until the end to find out how this high-stakes hunt unfolds. 5 a.m. The familiar truck rolls forward, carrying Finn's hunting team toward the hills of Provence, where fresh wild boar tracks have been spotted. Upon arrival, the team wastes no time. They quickly coordinate with a pack of hunting dogs and begin the pursuit. Without hesitation, Finn's teammates dash toward the noise, driven purely by instinct. Right before their eyes, a massive boar scrambles to escape the tightening circle of hounds. But it's too late. A single, decisive gunshot rings out, sealing off any chance of escape. Then come the volleys, each shot a triumph, each fallen boar a symbol of reclaimed peace for this land once plagued by destruction. At the same time, over on the Morvin hillside, a heart-pounding chase was unfolding. Nick's team was already in position, lying in wait for the perfect moment. Then a wild boar emerged, starting to tear through the crops below. Before it could cause more damage, the team opened fire. The first shot hit, but the boar, driven by raw instinct, bolted uphill, desperately seeking escape. Nick immediately followed the trail it left behind. And just as the familiar silhouette turned into view, a cold, precise shot. The beast collapsed. No more running, no more destruction. Join Jay's hunting mission in the Arden Forest, where the wild boar population is growing out of control, seriously threatening crops and the daily lives of local people. Before they had a chance to escape, gunfire broke out, rapid and intense. Some of the boars were taken down on the spot, while the rest quickly fled into the forest. But it didn't stop there. Another burst of gunfire echoed from deeper inside the woods, as if to send a clear message to these beasts. This is no longer a place where they can run wild. Suddenly, A signal came from one of the team members, right as the sound of rustling leaves emerged from the bushes ahead. Burst out, lightning fast. Kevin's gunshot rang out instantly. The pack of hunting dogs rushed in, overwhelming the boar before it had any chance to escape. A clean, precise ambush executed to perfection. The sound of barking echoed from deep within the woods, signaling that the target had been spotted. Moments later, a wild boar burst out from the brush. Before it could sense the danger, John pulled the trigger. A precise shot, the boar dropped instantly. Gunfire soon followed from other positions, ending the hunt with swift, decisive action. Peace returned once more to the Eifel Forest. The crops were safe,